Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be for the Season 15 of Apex. It's going to be the Legends tier list. Now keep in mind, we actually didn't get any changes to any of the Legends for whatever reason for this season. Kind of a disappointment, it really is. The only major change we actually got was we got Catalyst, which I'll be talking about in this video as well. So, if you guys like these types of videos, I'm going to kind of keep this one kind of short because I feel like there's not really much to talk about. The only major stuff that actually changed was like a new map, and then we got pretty much a new legend, which really isn't that much. And the new map kind of plays like Storm Point, so it's not really too much different. There's a few different things, but overall it's kind of a little bit more of like a smaller, kind of smaller like Storm Point map, so for Broken Moon. So if you guys like these types of videos, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. Let's get right into this. Going to be going from all the way down from D tier, which is the worst of the worst, all the way up to S tier, which is the best legends in the game right now. You're going to be seeing in almost every single game. And if you want to win, just pick them, then you should be able to win most of your games. The most consistent, like, best legends in the game. Start out with D tier, is going to be Mirage. What can I say about Mirage that I haven't said in the previous legend tier list? I don't know. Nothing with him's changed. He's good in your pub games, but if you're playing in ranks, like if you're trying to rank up, he's just not that good. Maybe in your lower tiers, he's good, he's decent, but apart from that, he just doesn't do anything. The problem with Mirage, he just doesn't do anything. He only thing he really offers is like a invisible revive, and apart from that, he doesn't really do anything. His tactical sucks. His ult's okay, but it's still really easy to check, and it's pretty easy to counter if you know what you're looking for and how to check it. So up next, we got C tier, which is going to be Crypto, Revenant, Bangalore, Lifeline, and Rampart. Let's talk about him. Crypto, not really that good. He's a lot better if you have a team built around him, but if you're trying to stick him onto a team, which in your solo queue games and with your just random solo queuing, he's not that good. Nothing with him has really changed at all, even on this new map. It's good to have the reveal and the drone, but if you have a team that doesn't play around your drone and actually play off it once you actually EMP somebody, the guy is pretty much useless. Not to mention there's really no banners or anything to really take advantage of on Broken Moon to actually look how many squads are in an area, which gives him even less value. Revenant, nothing with him really changed. More comp dependent, I feel like right now he's just not that good at all. His ult's been nerfed into the ground. It's pretty easy to see when somebody's ulting and going to start running at you. It's really difficult to actually get value unless you're like a third or a fourth party, and you can maybe get a couple kills off it, but apart from that, you need to have an entire team built around him to make him work. Bangalore sucks just because of all the scan legends. She's got no changes over the last like 5 seasons. Probably even more than 5 seasons. She's the exact same as she was, pretty much. Nothing with her has changed at all, especially on this new map. Just plays the exact same. Lifeline doesn't do anything at all. Pretty much the same as last season, no changes at all. And if anything, she's actually worse this map because the loot on this map's a lot better than Storm Point, so her ult is even less valuable, giving her actual loot. So if anything, she's a little bit worse, which sucks. Rampart, I think, has potential, but the real problem with her is she has no mobility. And on this map, if you don't have no mobility, you just get really shut down. That's one thing I'm finding out the hard way, actually. So she's a defensive legend that has no mobility, and she relies on people running into her. And if maybe in your lower tier games, you can maybe do really good with her, but once you start getting to your mid to high tiers of ranked, nobody's going to sit and run right in front of her and get mowed down by Sheila. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Really fun to play, but I feel like she's just not that good right now, unfortunately. Up next, I got B tier, which is kind of your just below average, not really bad characters, but they can work in most of your games. Not too bad, not like great either, kind of just your average middle of the line tier of Loba, Watson, Caustic, Fuse, Pathfinder, and Catalyst. Let's talk about Catalyst first. Catalyst as a legend, I think, at least design-wise, it might be one of the coolest legends we've gotten in the last like couple seasons, really. I think ever since like Maggie in the game even as well. So really cool design-wise, gameplay-wise. Her ult isn't really that good. It doesn't really block any scan type abilities. I think the only thing it blocks, I think, is Seer's heartbeat sensor, or I think his tactical. One of those things. But her tactical sucks. Like, it's mainly just an AoE type thing you kind of throw out to, like, deny an area. The only thing she's really good for, I think the only thing that is really good for Catalyst as a defensive legend is her being able to reinforce doors. I think the rest of her kit and everything else she does is just really mid, and that's why she's in B tier. She's one of those legends which I'm happy she's not, like, broken on release, but, like, she's not really great either. I feel like if they just make some really minor tweaks to her, she can maybe be a little bit better, but overall, her ult mainly just to block line of sight. That's all it really does. Most of the time, that's what you're going to be using it for, and then her tactical is kind of just like an AoE area of denial type thing. Doesn't really do enough damage to make it really that good, and it's the main thing you're going to be using it for is to reinforce doors, which I think is the best thing it's really for. And if you want to reinforce doors, there's a lot of other options in the game, and there's way better legends to do that. Or you can play Watson, you can play Caustic, even Rampart, which can kind of do the same thing. Or you just play a different legend at all for like a defensive legend. You get way more utilities. So that's the problem with Catalyst. Lowboy on this map can be good. She's kind of one of those support legends that you really don't need to do anything. All you need to do is just throw down ults, which makes her still really good. That's why she's still here. There's just a lot more loot on this map for Broken Moon than there is on a lot of the other ones, so she gets a little bit less value. That's why she's in B tier. Watson can be consistent, but she lacks mobility, just like other defensive legends, just like Caustic, which I'll talk about now as well. Kind of in the same category, same thing. They can be good, but they kind of get shit on. It's kind of more what you build around them, too. I think there might be potential with, like, a Caustic, like, Catalyst comp or something, too. There's potential with some really cool team comps with Catalyst and, like, one or two other defensive legends that can maybe make it really cool. Or, like, one aggressive legend and, like, two defensive. I don't know. Still kind of waiting to see how that goes, but that's kind of why they're both here. Fuse, the problem with Fuse is his ults. Everybody just needs to get out of his ult. His knuckle clusters and everything's really good, but he lacks mobility, and his ult, I feel like, needs another buff because it feels like it just doesn't do anything. It really doesn't. It's kind of just there, and it's an AoE, like, area of denial type thing. Everybody can just walk out of it or just float over the top of it at this point, and it's not really a threat at all. And that's the real problem with Fuse. He's fun to play, and he can do a shit ton of damage and like area denial with the knuckle clusters, and his passive of being able to carry grenades and just spam grenades whenever. But that's why he's kind of just mid right now. Then Pathfinder, which lacks a passive, and his hitbox is a refrigerator. That's all I need to say about him. I probably could put him lower if you really argued, but I do think he's a lot better than the picks in C and D tier, 100%, especially depending on the player. So that's kind of why he's in B tier. Up next, I got A tier, which is going to be Bloodhound, Wraith, Ashe, Vantage, Gibraltar, and Mad Maggie. Let's talk about them. Bloodhound, still just brain dead. You click one button and you ult, and then you just have extra movement speed. You can see people in infrared, and then you have the infinite scan. Still brain dead. That's why he's an A tier. He takes really no skill to play, and all you need to do is press a couple buttons. That's all you need to really do to play him. Wraith and Ashe are kind of the same thing again. They're always kind of compared to each other because they kind of play a little bit similar. And kind of similar to each other. I think both of them are really good right now, though. Still really solid picks. It's just personal preference, what you want to do and which one you want to play. Vantage is still crazy. I think the only thing that's really kind of holding her back is her mobility is a little bit glitchy and a little bit buggy. And I don't think it's really as good on this type of map. On Broken Moon, you don't get as much value as like some of the other maps. But apart from that, she's still incredibly good. She still might be one of the best legends of the game, just with her sniper rifle alone, with how much damage I think still does for some reason. Gibraltar's still incredibly good. Like, you're still going to be seeing him a lot. He still just does the same things. He's incredibly difficult to kill. He's just one of those team players and supports on team. He's not as good as like Newcastle is, and he's being outshadowed by Newcastle still. Spoiler. But I think as for like a support and defensive legend, he's still one of the best ones in the game. And then we got Mad Maggie, which I think is the sleeper pick for this entire tier list. They put the Mastiff back into the ground loot. The best shotgun in the game with Mad Maggie, and it's always has been, is the Mastiff with Mad Maggie and with her passive of the Warlord's movement. She moves so quick, and the Mastiff is just fucking busted right now. It's crazy good. If you guys aren't playing Maggie with the new Mastiff on the ground, out of the care package. Just crazy good. Apart from that, Riot Drill is still good. I think the only thing that's really holding her back, for whatever reason, is like her Wrecking Ball. Like, I don't know why if you throw your Wrecking Ball, you still get slowed yourself. You shouldn't be able to get slowed. There's so many times I want to throw a Wrecking Ball at somebody close range, but then I realize, oh, well, if I throw it there, then it'll explode and I'll get slowed as well, and I'll be screwed. So overall, though, I think she is a lot better than she was in previous seasons, especially after the buffs this past season. I think she's a sleeper pick right now. If you guys aren't picking Mad Maggie, she has a lot of potential and a lot of hidden potential you guys are not seeing yet for some reason, or failed to discover. At least for me, I'm playing her, and I think she's still really good. And then last but not least, we got S tier, which is the best of the best legends in the game. These are the ones you're going to be winning the most with, and most consistent, at least on this new map, for this season so far. Valkyrie, Seer, Newcastle, Horizon, and Octane. Let's talk about them. Valkyrie, on this map, it's similar to Storm Point. Her ult's just so good on this map. And especially being able to just float up to the zip lines on this map. You don't have to use a thruster or like a bounce pad to get up to the zip lines. You can just float up to the zip lines wherever they are and whenever you feel like it, which is a huge advantage. And nothing else in this game can do that at all. So that's one thing you can do, apart from, I guess, maybe Horizon. And maybe like one or two other things I can have, like a bounce pad or something, but incredibly good. Valkyrie's still one of the best legends in the game. She's not as busted as she was after she got the shit nerfed out of her for no reason a patch or two or like a season or two ago, but she's still incredibly good. I think she's still a must pick on this map, and if you want to win games, she's just so consistent. She's still one of my favorite legends to play. Probably my favorite legend in the game still, but still there's a lot of other legends I still like to play. So Seer's still brain dead. I don't know how he didn't get nerfed. Just play Seer. If you guys want to, if out of all these legends in this S tier, if you guys want to play a legend that just can get you free wins pretty much, as long as you at least kind of know what you're doing, just play Seer. Still busted. I'm not even going to talk about him that much because I said the same thing on the last tier list. He's still busted. Same with Horizon. They've nerfed her a little bit. Still incredible mobility. Incredible ult. Nothing with her has changed. Newcastle, best support defensive legend in the game. The revives, the being able to throw it on your own cover with the wall whenever you want, is crazy good. His shield got buffed recently too this last season. Still incredibly good. And then Octane, which I think on this map is incredibly good. If you guys aren't playing Octane, like, he's great on this map. I think out of all the legends in this game, I think for Broken Moon, the one that's actually the best on this map, that's probably the best he's ever been just because of the map, at least map-wise, for Broken Moon, is Octane. He just does incredibly well. For some reason, he just does really good on this map, and I think it's just because of the jump pad and being able to stim around gives you so much value. It's just crazy good. Apart from that, that's all we got, y'all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you guys think of Catalyst? What do you guys think of the new map? What do you guys think of the list? If there's something I forgot to talk about or forgot to mention, let me know. If you guys like these types of videos, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. And I'll be sure to do more of these in the future, depending on how this video does. Hopefully it does well. We'll see how it goes. But apart from that, I'm going to get out of here. Peace out, everybody, and thanks for stopping by.